Bruce Lee, a name synonymous with martial arts mastery, was not just a physical fighter, but also a profound thinker. His philosophy, embodied in the martial art he created, Jeet Kune Do, was a revolutionary departure from the traditional martial arts that dominated the world in the mid-20th century. Jeet Kune Do was not just a fighting style, it was a way of life, a philosophy that emphasized adaptability, efficiency, and self-expression. This vision of martial arts continues to influence not only fighters, but also anyone seeking a path to personal freedom and growth. In the 1960s, Bruce Lee began to question the limitations of traditional martial arts. He was trained in Wing Chun, a southern Chinese kung fu style, but as he continued to evolve as a martial artist, Lee found himself increasingly frustrated by the rigid structures and dogmatic approaches of conventional martial arts schools. He believed that these styles were too restrictive and often impractical in real combat situations. At the core of Jeet Kune Do is the principle of simplicity. Bruce Lee believed that the most effective techniques were often the simplest. He taught that in both martial arts and life, complexity can be a hindrance rather than a help. In combat, this meant stripping away flashy or complicated techniques in favor of straightforward, practical moves that could be executed quickly and effectively. Lee's emphasis on directness also extended to his philosophy of life. He believed that individuals should focus on what is essential and avoid being bogged down by unnecessary distractions. This philosophy is reflected in his statement, "It's not the daily increase, but the daily decrease." Hack away at the unessential. Lee's approach encourages a minimalist mindset, whether in physical training, personal growth, or the pursuit of goals. One of the most revolutionary aspects of Jeet Kune Do was its emphasis on adaptability. Bruce Lee rejected the notion that any single martial art could provide all the answers for a fighter. Instead, he advocated for a hybrid approach, where a practitioner would draw from multiple disciplines to create a fighting style that suited their own strengths and the demands of the situation. This philosophy of adaptability is famously summed up in Lee's metaphor of water. Be water, my friend. Water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend. Just as water takes the shape of any container it is placed in, a martial artist should be able to adapt to any situation, using whatever techniques are most effective. This idea of being formless, fluid, and adaptable is a cornerstone of Jeet Kune Do. Jeet Kune Do was not just about physical combat, it was also a means of self-expression. Bruce Lee believed that martial arts should be a reflection of the individual, not a rigid adherence to tradition. He encouraged his students to explore and find their own way, rather than simply copying others. This was a radical departure from the traditional martial arts.